Hi everybody, Nancy here. I just wanted to let you know that I'm about to introduce a video that I did back in January. But unfortunately it had a bunch of glitchy things and I had to finally shut it down. A couple of the videos I've created, iMovie has really done a number on us, really scrambled it up and messed it up. So today I'm working with an Apple programmer to try to figure out what the issue is. And what we realized is that there have been a couple of major updates since I created it in January. And we're hoping that the updates will have fixed the issue, whatever that was. So I just wanted to point that out to you, that what you will be watching was actually done in January, and Zoom Notes has had a bunch of updates since then. So not every screen is going to look exactly like what it looks like now, okay? There haven't been any major changes, but enough that it might be something you notice. And part of the test is me redoing the video that I created back then, saving it again, and re-uploading it into YouTube just to test the whole entire process. In order to do that, it's going to be an old video that I load today. Okay, so I just wanted you guys to know that, so that you have a heads up that things may not look exactly the same now as they did back then. All right. Anyway, what I did in the video was show how fast you can create a whole new document from scratch. And I did it in like 7 minutes and 53 seconds, I think. And I honestly believe that I could do it faster now, and I might redo that again just to show it again. However, I don't know. You do these things and it's like, okay, that's enough. All right, anyway, that's what's going to happen. This is now, from here on out, it's going to be the old version of this video. Okay, bye. Hi everybody, Nancy here. Today I'm going to talk about Zoom Notes, the best DIY journal creation app available. That's just one of the many attributes of Zoom Notes, but that's what we're going to focus on today. I'm going to show you how I created this 432-page document with all the links going to every page that it needs to go to. I created it in 8 minutes. I did a video showing how, actual real time, showing how I did it. And the 8 minutes includes a lot of mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes. If I had done it all just right, it would have been 5 minutes. But I didn't. And I left the mistakes in on purpose. Well, one, I didn't want to record it again. And two, because I want you to see that even with mistakes, you can get it done quickly. All right, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. But what I'm going to show you first is where I started, or what I started with. The background desktop that you see here is actually from a girl. Her Etsy shop is called the Full Moon Society. If I go there, I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. If I go to her website. Now, if you're a new user, if you're a non-user, I just clicked on that little post-it note and it brought me right here. I added a link to it and it brought me right here. This is the document that I purchased. See all the different pages that it comes with. I love these things from her. All the work is done as far as the look of the page. She's got several different kinds. Let me go to her main page. And I buy all of them. That I don't buy the journals that are actual real journals that have dates and things in them. I buy the ones that are just exactly like the other one, that have the pages that are meant to use for DIY stuff. See, this one has little insets and, well, heck, I'm looking for the pages. Oh, here they are. See, different page layouts. You see, I've used these a lot, so you've seen most of these before. But anyway, this is where I got it from the Full Moon Society, and I'll put a link in the description as always. All right, the first thing you want to do when you get something like her journal, if I go to, this is the actual journal that I bought. See, it's 23 pages. If I go to the pages, you can see them all here. First thing I will do when I buy something like this, or even if I buy a journal that actually has dates, almost all those journals have pages that are blank or have the dotted background or have the lines. I will create a paper template out of those pages. That way I can putz around with them and do things that I want to do on them that may not have come in the planner itself. So, first thing, I go to the pages level and I choose select, and I start choosing the templates that I want to save, which will be all of them, but I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to use this one because, I'm not going to do any more because I've already done this. And click on to paper over on the left side and say, do you want to export the selected pages as paper templates? Yes. So now I've just created templates out of all those pages. Okay, done. And let me show you where those are. You can see them under the little gear over on the right on the pages menu. And you can use them there. Well, my pen. See if my pencil, yeah, see my pencil goes to 0 real fast these days. I apologize, I have to let it charge for a second. But here under page type, you've got template, and you can choose the template you want to use. But what I'm going to show you, I go out to the documents level. Oh, that won't, I need my pen. And on the top right corner is templates. Click on that. And here's my paper template. See all the different ones I've got? I can make any one of these into a journal now. I kind of go overboard with everything I do, but I have a bunch. So that's where they are. Now, what I would do, once I decided I wanted to create a new journal from scratch, I would go here and I would find one. And I want to get the same one that I did this one from. All right, this one. If I select, and it asks me, do you want to create a new document based on the paper template? Yes. So I click on that. And it opens up a whole new document that's just one page. Now I'm going to use that document as my base. And that's what the video is about. I start at this page. Okay, now I'm going to take you to the video that I did. Now, if you're not a Zoom Notes user, you may not be aware of this, but one of the many, many things that Zoom Notes is amazing about is it offers document in document. And that is what this little screen is over on the bottom left with the purple circle. That's actually a document that I created to hold this video. If I double tap on it, it opens it up. I'm going to try to keep up with what I'm doing here because I made a lot of mistakes. So I left them in there on purpose so that you could see how I could still do it in 8 minutes. Okay, first thing I did was turn on the timer, and I don't like those tabs up at the top, so I decided to grab the boards at the desktop down at the bottom. I'm just grabbing that little strip of board, copy, and double tap. And at this point, well, in just a second I realize, oh heck, I'm on the wrong page. So I have to change pages now. I'm not real sure what I did there. Okay, now I'm on the right page. I double tap again. I move it up to the top and I stretch it to make it fit that area. But I realize that it's too dark. It doesn't blend in with the existing desktop. So I take it to the images, go to edit, and click on hue and change the exposure so that it becomes lighter. And now that matches a little bit better. It's not perfect, but it's pretty close. All right, love it. Now I'm going out to the documents level. It feels like I've sped up. And I mean on the page level, so I could create the template from what I just did. I needed that because it doesn't have the tabs at the top. So I wanted that to be right. All right. So now what did I do? Oh, now I can start creating my symbols, or my symbol one. And I guess I'm thinking here, it's like, what are you doing, Nancy? So now I'm adding the backslash DT, that new function that we have at, from the last release. Now I just created a shape and I turn it into a calendar there, and that's where I'm going to put the calendar. I've just identified that. Now the next thing I do is draw the larger one that surrounds the whole entire desktop, corner to corner. But this one is not a calendar. It's just a place. It's just identifying how big the space is. See down at the bottom, the calendar's turned off. But what I need to do now is move it to the back, because that larger one has to go to the back. Now I've got 4 different things that I just selected it, and I always check the selection to make sure that I've got the right number of items selected, because when I create the symbol, if there's extra bits that, like extra shapes, that can sometimes mess up your final product. Okay, while I said that last thing, I created a symbol that went so fast you didn't see it. Sorry. So I always make sure that I've got the right number. Now I go out to the documents level. I do create, I do new plus sign, new document, go to the page turn and make sure it's going to turn in the center. Then I go to the paper type and I find the template that I just created. I selected that and I tapped and it changed it in the preview. Now I'm going to configure planner, and I'm checking this out to make sure that I'm on the general tab, just looking at the different selections that I might want to change. And there's nothing there, so I go to tabs and I decide I'm going to change the color of the tabs. And I change it and I realize, well heck, it's the same exact one. I should have changed it to a different color, but I didn't. Now notice that my tabs are taller than the book and, longer, but I'll leave that alone for a minute. Now go to the sections now, and now I'm going to tell it that I want to use the page layout symbol that I just created. Now here's where I messed up. One of the things I did, you notice I was in a folder and I closed all these folders down. I'm looking for the template that I just created. Normally I put that into a specific folder. I had actually created a separate folder just to put that in. But one of the problems with creating a symbol from the desktop and not within the symbols thing is you're kind of working blind. And I had to bite the bullet and pay the price for that, because it put it in this folder, and I forgot that. I went looking for it again, so that's what all that time took. Now I'm going to the monthlies and changing it. I'm using the same exact symbol So basically, the moral of that story is it's really better kind of to create it with the symbols open. That way you don't make mistakes like I did. Okay, now I make another mistake here. I don't choose the days. I don't open the days up and choose the symbol, and that caused my date to be in the wrong place, and I'll show you that in a minute. Now I was just looking at it to see how it's holding up, and now I'm changing the area insets so that my tabs will fit right. And this is kind of a guessing game too. You have to type something in and see how you like it, if it works. See, now that, I don't know if you can see it, but it moved up the tabs at the bottom. Now if I go to the top, and I'm going to make another mistake. I typed in 2 dots and nothing happens. It goes back to 0, so I had to do it again. Put in 7.0, and then I test it. I tap on it, and it displays that, okay, my tabs are in the right height now. Now I'm going to change and pull it in a little bit from the right and move it over a little bit so it's butted up next to the book. All right. And hopefully, yeah. Now I open it up to check to see if everything's like I want it. My tabs are close enough and they're in a good position. And I'm checking out the different things about the weeks. I'm just looking through it and making sure that settings are right and what I want them to be. And now I'm not real sure. I'm thinking, I guess. Now I go back to the creation and I just hit create and it's just created it. Now see, I'm at 7:54 here. I didn't stop the clock. The thing is generated, but I didn't stop the clock. I don't know why I did that. I think I was just trying to remember, is there anything else I need to do? And what I needed to do, and I'll do it in a second, was go to the Z so I can make sure my reminders show up, because they don't show up automatically. I need to go there, go to configure events, and scroll down. And I like to put my time first, so I toggled that on. And now I'm scrolling down and I get to reminders, and I need to click on show completed reminders. Otherwise, if you've completed it, they disappear. But if you check it, then they'll show up on your journal. And I always do that so that my journal actually has something in it, because that's all I put in my journal. Now I'm going to go back up to the regular level. And this is the journal that it created. This is, see, 432 pages. And every one of those have the links that I need. If I go to January, well, I got to get the right pen. Okay, if I go to January, that's the monthly. If I go to, click on the 6th, say, that opens up my page. If I go to the daily, click on the daily, notice my date is all the way to the left. That's where it would put it normally, but that's because I did not use my symbol. I forgot to, remember I said I was supposed to do that symbol? But that's okay, because I can quick fix that. The beauty of Zoom Notes is it saves everything you've just done. So if I go back out here and go to the plus sign, go to create document, go to custom, go to configure planner. Now I need to go to the sections and change that page. Let me make sure I'm on the right thing. Days, yeah, days. Go down to the bottom, say that I'm going to use that, and tell it what symbol that I want to use. Go to that folder there. See, there it is in the top left corner. It's all white. That's another problem that y'all need to be aware of, and why it's a better idea to have like a folder that's made just for that symbol that you're creating at the time. Because right now you can't look at that and tell anything about it. It's just white. That's currently. I'm hoping that something gets, but I'm going to choose it and do save. And I hope there's a solution. My solution is to create a folder and put that thing in there, and that way I know right where to go. Now I've just changed it. If I tap on the screen, go to the days, and tap on the screen, see, there it is. It's fixed. All right, and now I can do custom, go back, and now do create. And the document it creates will have everything in the right place on the daily. All right. I just had forgotten the day altogether. Now, I think that's all I wanted to share. Y'all have a great day here. Bye.